This is WAEC June 2019 General Mathematics Paper 2, and we're answering question number 9, A, B, and C. Question number 9A says you have to copy and complete the table, and this table is for the relation y equals to 2 cos x plus 3 sin x, and x ranges from 0 degrees to 360 degrees. This is the table. Some few values of y are given. When x is 30 degrees, y is 2.20. When x is 240 degrees, y is minus 3.6. So you have to determine the missing values of y there to answer this question number A. Question number B says using a scale of 2 centimeter to 60 degrees on the x-axis and 2 centimeter to 1 unit on the y-axis, you are asked to draw the graph of the function y equals to 2 cos x plus 3 sin x for range of values of x from 0 degrees to 360 degrees. And question number C asked to use the graph that you have drawn in question number B and answer these two questions. Number 1 says solve the equation 2 cos x plus 3 sin x equals to minus 1 for the same range of values 0 to 360. And question number 2 says find the correct to one decimal place the value of y when x is equals to 342 degrees. These are the questions that we have to answer right now. So let's attempt to do that. So solution to the problem. Starting with the very first question number A, that we are asked to complete this table. Completing the table means finding the missing values of y there. Like the first value of y that is missing, it is when x is 60 degrees. So to find what will be y here, what you simply do, use your calculator to find the cos 60. Multiply it by 2. Keep the result aside. Find the sin 60. Multiply sin 60 by 3. Keep the result aside, then add the two results. What you have in the end will now be the value of y. So if you now find the cos 60 multiplied by 2 and find the sin 60 multiplied by 3, add the two results. What you now have, it will be 3.6 rounded to one decimal place. To find y here when x is 120, find the cos 120 multiplied by 2, find the sin 120 multiplied by 3, then add the two results. What you are going to have is be 1.6. Next is to find the value of y when x is 180. So replace the x by 180. Replace the x by 180. That is 2 times cos 180. Add to 3 times sin 180. The result is now going to be minus 2.0. Next is when x is 300. Find the cos 300, multiply the result by 2. Find the sin 300, multiply the result by 3. Add the two answers. You now have minus 1.6. Last is x is 360. What will now be y? So find the cos 360 times 2, sin 360 times 3. Add the two results. What you are going to have is 2.0. So this table is now complete, and we have answered question number A. So remain question number B. You asked to use this very scale 2 cm to 60 degrees on the x-axis, your horizontal axis. So let me just use this scale to draw the axis. So you have something like this. Each 2 centimeter will represent 60 degrees. Another 2 centimeter, 120, that is interval of 60. Another 2 centimeter, 180, interval from 120 to 180 is 60 degrees. This is my x-axis. Then I will now draw the vertical axis, that is the y-axis, and the scale there is 2 centimeter 1 unit. So I will draw it vertically like this at the extreme end. You can see 2 centimeter 1 unit, another 2 centimeter 2, making another 1 unit, another 2 centimeter. The same thing with the negative part of the y-axis. So what remains is to plot these values there on this graph paper and join, so that I'll conclude question number B. So starting with x is 30 degrees, y is 2.0. X 30, this is x 60, as it is 2 centimeter for 60 degrees. So this will now be the position of 30 degrees. So when x is 30 degrees, the value of y there is 2. So this is y2. So this very place where the two lines crosses will now be the mark there. Look at the mark. If you go down, x is 30, move to the left, y is 2. So the next point is x60, y3.6. This is x60, y3.6. This is y3. Each small division here on the vertical axis represent 1. So 3.6 will now be just 6 small divisions after this 3. It will be somewhere here. Look at it. I'll make a mark there. So next point is x120, y1.6. x120, y1.6. This is x120. y1.6, this is 1.5. So next small division on top of this will be 1.6. So I'm going to have a mark there. So I will continue like that. x180, minus 2.0 will be here. Look at it. And the next point, x240, y minus 3.6, 240 minus 3.6 will be somewhere here. Look at it. Next, x300, y minus 1.6. 300 minus 1.6 is now going to be somewhere here. Look at it. And the last x360, y 2.0. 360, y 2.0 is now going to be somewhere here. These are my points. So what remains is to use my broomstick or French cap or free hand to join these points with a smooth curve. The curve has to be smooth so that your answers will be accurate. So joining the curve will now have something like this. Look at it. It has to be smooth. So with this, I have answered question number B. So what remains is question number C, and question number C asks us to solve the equation 2x plus 3 side x equals to minus 1. This left-hand side is exactly my function. So just like saying when the value of y here is minus 1. So what I'm going to do, I'll go to my vertical axis, that is my y-axis, locate minus 1. This is minus 1. I'll draw a line horizontally to crosses my curve in these two places, just like this. Look at it. Look at the line. So where the line crosses the curve, I will draw another one vertically to the x-axis, like this and this. So the values of x here and here are the solution to this very equation. So I'm going to have two solutions. So the value at this very point, if this 2 centimeter represents 60 degrees, each one small division will now be 6. So here is now going to be x159 based on my estimate. And my estimate here, if this is 300, is just 2 small divisions. So each one is 6. So it's going to be 312, or x equals to 312. These are the two solutions to this very equation, 2 cos x plus 3 sin x equals to minus 1. So I move to Roman 2, that we ask to find it to correct one decimal place the value of y when x is 342 degrees. So I'll locate 342 degrees on my x-axis. This is angle 300. This is 360. So this very place would now be 330. I'm looking for 342. So addition of 12 more. So I'm going to use 2 small division after 330. That will be 342. This is the place now. So I'm going to draw a line up to touch my curve. When it touches my curve, I'll draw another one to the left. Just like this. Look at it. Look at it. Yes. So the value of y here would now be the value of y when x is now 342 degrees. And each small division here, I said, is just a 0.1. 0.1. So this will now be 0.8. So y will now be 0.8 when x is 342 degrees. With this, I have answered all the questions. So what remains is just to give you quickly the mark distribution for this very question as it is there in the marking scheme. So the very first mark is this bonus 3 marks, and this bonus 3 marks is completing this table correctly. For any wrong entry, he is going to be minus half a mark. If this table is completed correctly, you have this 3 marks. Next mark is plotting the points on your graph and joining them smoothly. If all the points are plotted and joined together, you have this bonus 3 marks. Next mark is attempting to solve this very equation. Where you draw this very line, you have this bonus 1 mark. In attempting to read the values, that is the solution, you draw this line where the curve, where the line crosses the curve to the vertical, to the horizontal axis. Drawing these two lines, you have this method 1 mark. And when your first x is now 159 degrees, you have this accuracy 1 mark. And when the other value is 312, you have this accuracy 1 mark. And the next mark is this method 1 mark, attempting to read what will be y if x is 342. Drawing this very line, you have this method 1 mark. And when you now have the value of y as 0.8 exactly, you have this accuracy 1 mark. So in total, this very question number 9 has the 12 good marks.